Well, actually, when I was 15, 16 years old, I wanted to become a director. And so I made a few short films, amateurish short films, Super 8. Then I saw a science fiction film, I think it was 1976 or around that period, by Michael Anderson with Michael York, a science fiction film called Logan's Run that I enjoyed very much. And I went to see the film a second time and then a third time, and I realized the first time that it was a beautiful film score, beautiful music by Academy Award winner Jerry Goldsmith. So I loved the music. I went to a record shop in New York and I found the LP, and then I realized that I wanted to become a composer, film music composer. So I studied the composition in Italy and in New York at the Mannes College of Music, and this is why I wanted to become a composer. Well, as always, the thing that inspires me are the images of the film. So I see the film more than once, and then I start to ask to myself which music theme could be the right one for this film. So I go to the piano, I try to find a music theme, and if I think that the music theme I'm trying to compose and to play at that moment works for that film, I start to orchestrate it, and then I try it with the images. I saw that the music theme worked very well. It gave to the film a sort of same music style of Silence of the Lambs, the Howard Shore film score. And so I found that this classical flavor was right for this film. I am a classical oriented composer. That means that I don't want to experiment automatically new solutions, but sometimes I like to find new sounds, not use the same instrument, to find a few new solutions. And that scene was a very abstract, terrible scene, very violent, and I wanted to try something different. And with my collaborator Guido, we found strange sounds, unusual sounds that mixed with the traditional orchestral instruments would build would give a new flavor to that scene. We moved the sounds together on the back and on the rear.
The rear speakers.
And then there is a sound that comes from the back, from a subwoofer. It goes on the right, it goes in front, and it goes on the left. So the audience is frightened because he hears something moving around, no? like if the killer was moving around the audience like a shark around his victim. So those things works very well in a thriller, when you move the sounds and you use the 5.1 to make more interesting the music, to work better with the images. So yeah, that scene is probably the more experimental kind of music of all the film score. Yeah, well, that's a beautiful composition actually. That probably would have been used in a high budget film, and so use it for this interesting thriller but a low budget film gave to the film a deepness, how you say it, depth,
yeah, depth,
and gave to the final scene of the film very much more importance, because the first musical idea that director Martin Harris had was maybe more simpler, like the music that Rizzo Ortolani wrote for Cannibal Holocaust was a little more cheaper, no? Let's say more commercial. band, and so I made also a more commercial pop style version of my music theme, but then I gave the possibility to have a more symphonic and choral composition that would give more importance to scene. And Madden Harris was intelligent, so like choose the other the other version that, of course, was much more interesting and much more symphonic. So yeah, that's the best composition of the film score. Yeah. There shouldn't be so much difference if the genre is a thriller, if it's Italian or if it's American, it shouldn't make so much difference. But for example, in a film like Giallo by Dario Argento, in my opinion, it looked a little like an old-fashioned American film, almost a Hitchcock or Brian De Palma who follows the Hitchcock idea, and so it didn't look like a Dario Argento film. And for this reason, my music for Giallo was not so much European, but in a few moments was very American. In particular, when there is the taxi that runs through the street of Torino, even if the city is an Italian city, the way it is filmed is very American. This scene looks like an American action movie. And so I decided to write kind of a more American symphonic music. In the more romantic parts, the music is more European. I hope that you will enjoy the film as much as I enjoy it, because the actors are very good, and even if it's a low-budget film, I think it is well done, and I think that Matan has the talent to make also bigger budget films. And I hope that you will enjoy the music. I think the music of the film was an interesting film score, and I guess it helped the film to be a better film. And I think also that the music could be listened also without the images. This is why there is a CD of the music, and if you want to buy the CD, you can go to the website of the kronosrecords.com company. Okay, so buy the CD, I'm sure you will like the music.
Thank you, Marco.
You're welcome.